it's Sheena. Welcome to SheenBalla. Thank you for joining for the first time or for a time of many times. I appreciate you being here. Go ahead and let's get the busy out of the way. Let's subscribe, let's share, let's like it if we like it. I just wanted to close the week and go through some things that I have gotten this week and do this look for you guys. I try to be thoughtful to time and respectful of time. So my channel is kind of geared towards someone who wears makeup pretty often, but not like super glam. I don't want to look like I got a face beat every day. Just normal. I don't want to call it normal, but you know, simple steps. I prefer to use one palette all the time if I could use one palette. So that's always my goal when I try to upload makeup looks. Is like, what can I do? What can I use to get the most bang for my buck? So as I was shopping this week, I was thinking of some things that I could do and some things that I could purchase to kind of make my own life easier. I'm a mom, I have 2 sons, I'm a wife, I have a husband, and nieces, nephews, stepchildren, and it can kind of get busy. And I work full time, I'm in school, so it gets kind of busy for me. But I still like to, you know, play my makeup every morning or so. So I got a $10 Kohl's cash from Influenster. If you've seen a couple of the Influencer videos, they send stuff and you review it, and Kohl's is having a beauty event, so they sent out $10 Kohl's cash. So what I did was I got the PUR Quick Pro Portables. It's 2 palettes inside. It's a lip palette and it's an eye palette. The lips and eyes is what I used for this look today, and we'll get into that shortly. But each palette has 8 colors, 8 eye and 8 lip, and it retailed at $14 for the palette. I had $10 Kohl's cash, and it was also 10% off for the beauty event, so I paid out of pocket like $2.80 something cents. So that was a really good bargain on my part, and thank you thank you Influenster for sending me $10 Kohl's cash. I also stopped by TJ Maxx this week. I am in the market for like an ottoman to go at the bottom of my bed, but I also watch Amber Scholl, and she lives in TJ Maxx. So I said, let me look at some makeup stuff in TJ Maxx, and Lord, why did I do that? I found some lashes for $7.99. Like normally these types of lashes would be 12, 15 bucks. Even like, because it's a 5-pack. So, you know, 5 pair of lashes at $7.99 is 8. You know, that's like $1 and some change a lash. Less than $2 for a lash, which is, you know, pretty reasonable, I feel. Cosmania Lashes for Days Pro Lash 5-pack, $7.99. So shout out to you, TJ Maxx. I also got this Pro Contour palette from Profusion, and it has some highlight shades in it. It has some bronzer and contour shades. I have been using this dark color here and this one. So I am not very skilled in the contour palette arena, so this is just me practicing. I plan on looking up some more YouTube videos to kind of get better at contouring. I don't know, I just go for my cheeks and keep it moving. What else? I got Ipsy package this week, and in that package was Colourpop eyeshadow, and I use this as a blush instead of an eyeshadow, and it comes in a little magnetic tin. So if you have like a Z palette or one of the magnetic palettes, this would fit right in there. And this is Colourpop, come and get it. So thank you Ipsy for this pretty little color that I have on my cheeks right now. And last but not least, this is Loreal Brow Stylist Frame and Set. I got this from my mommy's house. Me and my boys went up to visit my mom this week, and she recently renovated most of her house. And so we decided to go and visit. So we went to visit, and she had some makeup there. She doesn't really wear makeup, but she was like, oh, when you come, I want to make sure you have makeup. So shout out to my mom for keeping my brows on fleek wherever I am. even if I'm just visiting my mom and my grandma. So this was a really good pickup. I've been in the market for another brow product. I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills. It can get expensive, and then I don't use it enough for, you know, I waste a lot of it because it'll dry out or it'll get old or whatever. So this was, well, it was cost affordable for me because it was free. And sure, that was it. That was what I got this week. So we'll take some time and go through this look, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining. Thanks for viewing my channel, and have a great week. Hey. We'll go ahead and get started with the PUR Quick Pro palette. I have already done my eyebrows off camera and set my concealer with Laura Mercier finishing powder. Trying to find some good lighting here so you can see. The shadows don't have names, so I'm gonna start off with a transition shadow and get that started into my crease and upper lid area, and kind of checking on the next side. The shadows didn't pick up very well, so I had to kind of work to get them out of the pan, but I wouldn't say that that was necessarily a problem. It's better than having a lot of fallout, which I hate. Gonna go in with another shade a little bit lighter, just to continue to transition my look. Start that in the inner corner of my eye, and then blend out towards the middle, and blend it into the previous shade. Now I'm gonna go in with a little darker color and go towards the middle. I'm trying to achieve like a gradient ombre type look. So from the inner corner to the outer corner, it'll get, you know, from lighter to darker. I'm gonna go in with my Glam Dolls brush. I believe it's like a tapered shadow brush. That's just me making up a name because it doesn't have a name for it, and it's one of my favorite shadow brushes. Now I'll go in with the darkest color on the palette and go right into my inner corner. I'll dab it on a little bit just to get the product on there, but I don't want to brush necessarily, so that way the product doesn't fly all over. So I'll go ahead and get that blended in, switching over to my Scone shadow blending brush, and I'm gonna go back to that darker color and use that to blend it back in, just to give a little smoother look than what we had before. Take that pink and put that into my lid. Blend it out a little bit. This palette was a really cool palette. I like the idea of it having eyeshadow and lips. I have never done a lip palette, so it was very interesting to get a lip palette. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. I believe it came in my Subculture palette, but I like the little flat end that it has. I'm gonna go in and press that shimmer powder right into the middle of my lid, just to give it a little more shimmery. The other colors are pretty matte. And I'm gonna duplicate everything I did on the other side. So I won't go and tell you the same things over and over again. But this palette, again, I had never had anything from PUR. I don't see a lot of reviews or a lot of information about it, so I was a little unfamiliar. They sell it in Kohl's. I don't really get a lot of makeup from Kohl's, but I had that Influenster coupon, or the Kohl's Cash, so it made it obviously much more affordable than it probably could have been, and exposed me to a product that I didn't. They also carry like a lot of Real Techniques sponges, which I was really surprised to see the variety of like actual sponges they had from Real Techniques. Almost similar to like when you go in Ulta and they have all different kinds. They have like a whole kiosk just for the Real Techniques sponges and brushes. So you may, if you're looking for a particular brush, that may be a good place to start. Kohl's is always having sales, and they do a lot of like cashback kind of stuff. So I have to add Kohl's to my beauty places to go arsenal. I like JCPenney has Sephora, so of course we live in there, and then regular Sephora. Sometimes I'll go to Ulta if I have to. I prefer to not ever have to. I'm not a huge Ulta fan, but I'll go if I have to. Just because of the variety, there's quite a bit of variety that they have that some other places don't. Am I finished yet? Oh, we're getting our shimmery color. This is a Coastal somebody brush, and it's like a really coarse kind of bristles on it. I like it because it holds the product really well, and it has a really good like even distribution. So if you're working with like a glitter or a really loose fine powder, it holds on really well. All right, we're gonna transition into the Sephora Bright Future Concealer, and this is one of my pickups. I prefer Kat Von D's Lock-It Concealer, and I was looking for another concealer, and I picked this one up because I use a darker shade of the same Sephora Bright Future formula for my contouring, which you'll see in a second. So I said, let me go out. This is the darker shade. Let me go out on a limb and try their concealer for a lighter coverage. And the shade I got was not as light as I wanted to be, but the formula is really thin. So if you're looking for some really crease in coverage, you want to maybe not get that one. It's very light in coverage, and it breaks down a little more. I don't want to call it cheap, but you get what you pay for. So it is, very cost effective, and it works. Don't get me wrong, it works. But after you come from, having such high expectations for your concealer, and you get another one and it doesn't hold up as well, you kind of like, I don't know. But it is great for contouring, or if there are other shades, and it might work for you fine, but like I've been very spoiled with the Kat Von D, and I think right now I'm using a Too Faced concealer, which I do like more than the Sephora brand for my lighter shade, for my highlighting shade. But I love it for my contouring shade because it blends out really good. It's really thin, and I don't have to worry about it breaking down like in my cheeks because I don't really set it. So it handles up pretty good. So of course my favorite Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm gonna go in and set my concealer in the places that I have concealer. And this brush was just like a unicorn brush. I saw it come across Twitter, I believe it was, and it was like a set for like $10, and I had 4 or 5 brushes. But it has a really cool tail, but it's not all that great for like actual application. But I find that I prefer it when I'm applying my setting powders because it has a big wide bristle, and it goes on really well. This is Sephora powder, matte powder, in my normal makeup shade. So I'm just going to use that to buff everything in. This is a Real Kisses powder brush I got from the local beauty supply store. Get that all blended in. I'm going to use my Urban Decay setting spray to set everything. Get it all in place. Now that I'm done with all of my liquid, almost like cooking, you do all your liquid at once, you do all your dry at once, and my setting powder is what I use, or setting spray is what I use in between. Now I'm gonna put on all the powdery stuff, my contour, my blush, my highlight, all the powdery goodness. I'm gonna go back to that same unicorn brush and buff that contour color and the darker bronzer color into my like mid cheek area, under my chin, to create a shadow, so that way my little neck fat doesn't show up as much. And I put some across my forehead as well, just to kind of give a shadow to my skin. This was the Colourpop Come and Get It. It came in as an eyeshadow, but I'm going to use it as a blush with my Avon blush brush.
I wasn't sure how pigmented it was going to be, so I dusted it off and just kind of tried to take my time and layer to the color I wanted. It is not as prominent when I use it as a blush, but I think when I use it as an eyeshadow, I have to put a lot on. So that's probably the difference, but I do like it as a blush. It has it's really dark rose gold kind of color in the pan, but when you put it on, you can kind of, as you can tell, it's not really dark in real life. I'm gonna go in and finish my eyes with the Kat Von D tattoo liner in the shade Trooper, which is like a regular like black color. I prefer liquid liners just because the like pencil type or like the gel kind of snags, so I can't really get good lines. I have, really wrinkly eyes. You can't really tell from the videos, or, maybe not this video, but I stretch it out to kind of give myself a smooth surface there, but not so much that it picks up the shadow or the makeup off. So I'm going to draw my wing out a little bit. It's a little hard to see. I was losing sunlight fast. I'm in the backyard, and our house is kind of tall, so it blocks some of the sun. This is a Marc Jacobs gel liner I got from Sephora, probably as a birthday gift or one of the samples for some points, and it's a pretty good gel liner. I use it to try to smoke my liner out so it's not such a harsh line. So I'm gonna use that on my bottom lash as well, and it's a pretty good liner. They have quite a few colors as well. I've been tempted to get another color. I really like the formula on the black because it is smooth. So if you know of a comparable one to that Marc Jacobs gel liner, stick it in the comments for me, or find me on social media and let me know on social media. This is the Benefit They're Real mascara, which really surprised me because I don't like mascara. I think I forgot something. Hold on. I forgot something. What did I forget? I'm gonna add some shadow to my bottom lash. This is something new that I've been doing. I'm very skeptical of what I do to the bottom lash because I have wrinkles under my eyes, so I'm always afraid that it's gonna make it worse. I'm enjoying some popcorn right here. So back to the mascara. I'm not really big on mascara because I really don't use it a lot. I don't have a lot of eyelashes. So, because I wear false ones, not because I wear false ones, I just naturally don't have really thick or long eyelashes. So I just skip straight to using a false lash method, and I use strip lashes. I used to do individuals, but they started ripping out the little lashes that I did have, and you don't get a lot of variety. So I found that this mascara was really good. I like the brush on it. It has little spiky, it's not like a brush, but it's plastic and it's spiky. It doesn't have hairs, it has spikes. Similar to the Lash Stiletto applicator. I don't know if you remember that one. That Lash Stiletto applicator was really nice. That one's one that I do like. So back to the PUR Quick Pro Portable palette. This was a lip color. And there are two different palettes, and it smelled really good. I was really surprised at how pleasant the smell was on this lipstick. So I'm just going to go in with this berry type of shade, get it on. It's a little more red than I would usually wear. So I'm going to darken it up with the brown kind of color. I'm going to line my lips with it and just kind of smudge it in. So that way it gives a little gradient type effect. And it's not so red, and I still get the berry look, but I get a little darker on the edges. And using this palette, I wanted to, like I said, I have never used a lip palette before, so it was really interesting to get and to try a lip palette. Going in with a lighter color in the middle just to give them some more depth in the middle, and it's just not one color all the way over. I rarely just wear one color. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit and listen to my video. I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share my channel on your social networks, interact with me on social networks, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much.